Hello and welcome to my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Please make sure to subscribe for more daily Yu-Gi-Oh content. So today we're looking at a new episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, the anime, which is episode 35. This is just a release of some of the new anime cards. Keep in mind, some of them will be released at some date in the future. Some of them may never be released either as well. There's always a combination of the two. Or you get some down the line that's 5-10 years past the situation. Anyway, the first card is Clavinet, the Police Music Maiden. It's a level 3 Wind Attribute Warrior type normal monster with 800 attack and 1400 defense. Next card is One Breath Piercing. It's a normal spell card. Requirement is to shuffle 5 monsters that are Wind Attribute Warrior types from your graveyard into the deck. Effect, choose one face-up monster, it must be level 7 or 8 you control. This turn it gains 2000 attack and it inflicts piercing damage when it attacks a defense position monster whose defense is lower than the attacking monster's attack. Inflict the difference as battle damage. Finally, we have a decent level stat increase card. You barely have any of them out there. Think of things like Seven Roads Magician. It can potentially boost its attack points by up to 1,200. This provides, it is conditional because you do have to be running a very specific type of deck to trigger this effect. You know, it has to be Wind Attribute Warrior, so it's within its own archetype. There will be support in the future, but it also has to affect a level 7 or 8 monster, so it has to be a more powerful monster anyway. The benefit is not only does this do piercing battle damage, but it actually boosts by 2000 attack, so you're able to get through any defensive walls, which is incredibly powerful, and it's something I'm quite surprised that they would introduce as early as they have done series. I know it's 35, but most series cover anywhere between 120 episodes to 150, bar I think the original series of Yu-Gi-Oh, which was 5 series. It's over 200 episodes. Trumpet to March is a normal trap card with the requirement when your monster must be a warrior type, it's destroyed by battle with an opponent's attacking monster. The effect is to special summon one monster must be a warrior type from your hand. Again, this is one of the first special summoning cards out there. It might not be that good at the moment. It essentially replaces one of your warriors for a different one, but there aren't really any conditions to it. It doesn't have to be a specific level, it doesn't have to be a specific stat lineup, it doesn't have to be a specific attribute, so it does actually provide a little bit more generic support for warrior type. The next card is Barrier Armadillo. This is a level 1 Earth Attribute Beast type normal monster, 200 attack and 1300 defense. It being a normal monster, it's just whatever, you know, the stat lineup on many of these monsters tends to be quite weak anyway, so it's decent considering it's level 1, but how often it will be used, not so sure about that. Covered Hippo is a level 6 Earth Attribute Beast type normal monster, 200 attack and 2100 defense. Okay, I'm sensing a theme here. A lot of the monsters seem to just be 200 attack, but it's their defense stat line which actually makes the difference. That's probably how the design of the theme is meant to go. Next card is Mega Elephant, the Mobile Beast Cavalry. This is a level 8 Earth Attribute Beast type effect monster, 1700 attack and 2500 defense. Requirements are to send one card from your hand to the graveyard, and the effect is to choose one normal monster. It must be a level 4 or lower beast type in your graveyard and special summon it. So this is able to recover some of your monsters. The interesting thing is actually by using the requirement, it can actually help to trigger off the effect anyway, so there isn't that problem. It's essentially helpful for tributing for stronger monsters, but I would think if this is supposed to be the boss monster of the archetype, it's not going anywhere anytime fast. Next card is Beast Battlefield Barrier. It's a field spell card with no requirements. Effect is all face-up monsters on the field lose 200 attack, and all face-up normal monsters Beast type on the field gain 400 defense. This bulks up your defenses on your monsters by 400. It's not really that specific or good of a card either. And the final card is Rat Trap. This is a normal trap card with the requirement when your opponent normal summons a monster, it must be level 5 or higher. Change all attack position monsters Beast type you control to face-up defense position. The effect is to choose one face-up monster Beast type you control. This turn, while the chosen monster is face-up on the field, All monsters your opponent controls must attack it if able. The idea of this archetype seems to be that you force your opponents to attack your high defense monsters, and then they lose from the amount of battle damage that it's like recoil damage that they take. It's an okay effect, and it's something quite similar to things like Battle Mania or Staunch Defender. It's okay, but until you have some more defensive support cards, I mean, defense style decks, there are a few within the original series, but actually, as it is now, it's not viable as a strategy. There are cards even that are quite generic, Amazon's Swordswoman, who are much better to do this type of effect without having to rely too heavily on what your opponent does.